Now we're switching gears to show you Gloria Steinem speaking at a national rally for the Women's March on Washington. Let's go ahead and listen in. This is actually about 2 miles away from that cathedral.
And an apparent inability to distinguish between fantasy and reality lead us to question his fitness for the immense responsibilities of the office, unquote. This was on full display in his inaugural address yesterday. Everything that happened before him was a disaster, and everything that he would do would be fantastic, the best ever, miracles, and all the superlatives. He also said he was with the people. Indeed, he was the people. To paraphrase a famous quote, I just want to say, I have met the people, and you are not them. We are the people. Just this march in Washington today required 1,000 more buses than the entire inauguration. 1,000 more. And I was just talking with people from our many sister marches, including the one in Berlin, and they asked me to send a special message. We in Berlin know that walls don't work. And remember Poland, where last month the government passed an anti-abortion law, and 6 million women turned out in the streets, and they had to change it. We are the people, we have people power, and we will use it. All the power that you tried to eliminate. For instance, you tried to eliminate the Congressional Ethics Committee. You had to reinstate it, right? Because of people power. Because this is the upside of the downside. This is an outpouring of energy and true democracy like I have never seen in my very long life. It is wide in age, it is deep in diversity, and remember, the Constitution does not begin with I, the President, it begins with we, the people. So don't try to divide us. Do not try to divide us. If you force Muslims to register, we will all register as Muslims. I know that there are women here from corporations and media and all kinds of places that make it kind of risky for you to say what you care about, what you feel, and what you support. And there are women here, I know, who have survived a national and global sex industry that profiteers from body invasion. We are united here for bodily integrity. If you cannot control your body from the skin in, you cannot control it from the skin out. You cannot control your lives, our lives. And that means the right to decide whether and when to give birth without government interference. We are here and around the world for a deep democracy that says we will not be quiet, we will not be controlled, we will work for a world in which all countries are connected. God may be in the details, but the goddess is in connections. We are at one with each other. We are looking at each other, not up. No more asking daddy. We are linked. We are not ranked. And this is a day that will change us forever because we are together, each of us individually and collectively will never be the same again. When we elect a possible president, we too often go home. We've elected an impossible president. We're never going home. We're staying together, and we're taking over. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Make sure you introduce yourselves to each other and decide what we're going to do tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, and we're never turning back. Thank you.
All right, folks, we just finished hearing from Gloria Steinem, worldly renowned political activist. They are giving a charge to those who are in attendance to never turn back, and also sending a message to our 45th president. Now, Gloria, of course, recognized as a leader and spokeswoman for the feminist movement dating back to the 60s and the 70s. She also helped to start the Women's Action Alliance, so she packs a lot of power for not just people here in this country, but also around the entire world. Just one of many speakers scheduled to address the crowd there. Again, this is a rally taking place. The march actually begins at 1:15, and among those who are expected to speak, we actually heard from America Ferrera earlier at the beginning of this program, but Angela Davis is also, Ashley Judd, Scarlett Johansson, Michael Moore, the famous producer, will also speak here, and the mothers of the movement, whom I've had a chance to interview, just about every last one of them. Sabrina Fulton, mother of Trayvon Martin, Lucy McBath, that's Jordan Davis's mother, Maria Hamilton, and Gwen Carr, those women who lost their sons to gun violence, some at the hands of police officers, and others, of course, in our community. Let's go to listen in right now and see what this speaker is saying.
I'm up here on the podium with my daughter today, Chloe, who's only... And the reason why is because the birth of this march also coincided with the birth of my daughter. And I want my daughter and my other daughter, Penny, who's 6 years old, to know that women, when we come together collectively, we can transform the world. We are breaking down the walls between each other today and standing united in solidarity for our rights and for the rights of the most marginalized among us. Out of this grassroots movement, we have over 600 sister marches worldwide. And 3 million people around the globe marching with us today. In a phone call early on with our state and national organizers, Elder Bernice King told us that the Women's March is a pivotal opportunity for us to be at the forefront of healing, birthing, and elevating the consciousness of this nation. Together, we will show a new face of America, a spectrum of color, consciousness, and inclusion like never before. Yeah. When we march to the White House in a few hours, it won't be the end. This is just the beginning of a movement we are co-creating together with women at the center of it. And I want you to know, standing up here today, that any of you can be an activist, any of you can be an organizer, because before this march began, I had never done anything like this. So you can do it too. I beg you to go back to your local communities, to partner up with people that you've never talked to before, to have conversations here today that you would have never experienced otherwise, and for that to galvanize you over the next 18 months and the next 4 years. The first 100 days of this administration are a critical time for our voices to be heard. So I want you to start with one simple first step. We want you to write a postcard to your elected officials and community leaders at the federal, state, and local level about what matters to you most and how you're going to continue to fight in the days, weeks, and months to come. There will be volunteers handing out postcards at the finish line of this march, and we'll have them available for anyone to print online. Our lives, bodies, and freedoms are at stake, and so are the safety and vitality of our communities. Our elected officials need to hear about it from you. This is just the first of 10 actions we're going to take collectively in the first 100 days of this administration. Tomorrow isn't about hanging up your marching boots. It's time to get your friends, family, and community together and make history. Join us in sending a powerful message to this new administration at womensmarch.com/100 and never stop fighting for justice.
All right, folks, just take a look at the sea of people there. More than 200,000 protesters and marchers expected to arrive and should actually be there, but I'm sure people are still trying to pour into that area using public transportation to take part in a march that they are saying is expected to show solidarity for women's rights, families' rights. It's made up of all genders, races, religions, you name it. They are sending a message to our 45th President, Donald Trump, and his administration that women's rights will be protected and should continue to do so. And they're going to do everything that they possibly can to make sure that they are protected.